Gene, a quick question for you from a reader. Please cite an example of a good bill which failed due to an imbalance of our supposedly two-party legislature.
A good bill that failed.
Microphone, please. And if you can't think of one, that's all right, but it was coming from a reader.
I probably have it in my notes, in my many notes here.
Was there a bill that you were championing that you wished had passed but didn't?
Well, no, I think probably the bill that I'm most proud of, which comes back every year, not proud of, I'm just happy that the sanity and not numbing and dumbing down the people of Hawaii with the legalization of marijuana bill. I think that was an outstanding accomplishment. Contrary to what the Senate does every year, the House, I think, brought in some sensibility.
Just to make it clear that
Senator?
Gene and I are friends. I appreciate him. We've bickered back and forth, but you're not really being loyal opposition unless it stings a little. So this is his job, and
Well, no, I genuinely
he does it.
Not just as a loyal opposition, but one who sees the downside of what we learned from California, what we learned from Colorado. My God, if we don't learn from what they've done in terms of public safety and public health, mental health, we are just dumbing down ourselves.
I'll just say briefly on cannabis. I respect the legislative process. There wasn't support in the House, so the bill didn't pass, and that's the way this process is supposed to go. There were plenty of reasons to vote no. I thought there were plenty of reasons to vote yes. Alcohol is more destructive and caffeine is more addictive. These are facts.
Yeah.
As was reported after the session, it would have been more helpful if it happened in February, but the federal government right now is moving to deschedule.
Yes, they
Part
are.
of what we did in the 306-page bill was put together a regulatory framework to allow local producers to monetize and commodify their operations while we still can preserve local advantage. The Commerce Clause does not apply to activity that's not recognized by the federal government. So 100% labeling and all of the protectionist mechanisms that we are not allowed to do on federally authorized products, we could have done if the measure passed. If we go to federal descheduling before there is a legalization bill, we will not be able to do those things, and the local producers will be competing with Walmart joints and imports from the continental U.S. There are plenty of reasons why people should be concerned. I'm not gonna, I respect those arguments. What we tried to put forward was comprehensive legislation that was responsible.
Okay, and to be clear, we're talking about a recreational marijuana bill and a further decriminalization. It already does exist. It depends on the amount. And the federal one scheduling, that makes marijuana the same level as LSD and heroin. The idea is to move it down to Schedule 3.
But Chad, we would be amiss.
Greggor, go ahead.
Wasn't the question was a bill that didn't pass, but you want it passed? So
Great question.
Does Representative Ward want legalized marijuana?
No, I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
By the way, this is the guy, when I said the word Fauci science on the floor, ruled me out of order. This is something that happens often. Last year, when I mentioned
Let's keep going, Chad.
Yes. Okay.
He struck it from the point is freedom of speech is sometimes limited.
Just one other point of clarification.
Yes.
Clarification on the cannabis legislation. We did have the votes in the House. We just didn't have it in our third committee. So I wanted to clarify
that's a good
that
point.
we are going to continue that legislation moving forward. But that beautiful legislation and the bill that made it as far as it could was from Senator Keohokalole. So we're grateful for that. And when we think of advancing other economic sectors, I think we need to look at cannabis as economic diversification, Representative Ward, and I'll leave it at that.